Lots of people love to play with the pots and pans. Lots of people love to cook. Lots of people say, why don't I make this my life's work? Why don't I get a job in that? Well, there's about 50 culinary schools in Ontario and 150 in Canada that you could go to. But we're going to talk about one, Niagara College Culinary School, and they say we are the best for a variety of reasons, and we're going to find all that out today, because this Saturday between 10 and 12, you can come down here, check out the campus, meet the students, meet the professors, and we're going to meet one of them right now. Avi,
Hi.
chef, professor, nice to meet you, my friend.
Nice to meet you, Steve.
Okay, so just tell us a little bit about a quick little overview of the program and why you think it is awesome.
Well, sure, Steve. First of all, I actually graduated from Niagara College, so that's one of the reasons why it's best. And so it's a 2-year program that we have culinary management. So the students will come in. They don't really need any kind of experience. We'll take them through day 1, and by the end of 2 years, they will have completed several courses, plus a co-op. And
to get a real flavor for it. So what have you got? What have you got here? What have you got going here?
So this particular lab is our curing and preserving lab. So our second-year students get to actually preserve and cure some meats and vegetables. So here are some products that they've actually done last week. So we do our own pickles, condiments, salsas, and such. And they get to use all these products throughout the semester. So everything that we make in-house gets to be used in several dishes.
My wife would like to come down here probably because dill pickles, we made dill pickles a while ago, probably not that great.
Oh.
She's disappointed. I'm not a dill pickle fan, but she is not necessarily all that great.
Right.
So you got all preserves and everything over here too.
Correct.
Fruits.
Yeah.
What else we got here?
We make our own ketchup, yes, and we have our own jellies and
I thought ketchup was verboten in culinary school.
No? Oh, no, it's got many uses. We love that stuff. We love it. So.
And what else? In wine jellies too?
Yeah, so this is from our school. As you might be aware that we have our vineyards here as well. So this is our Riesling, and we just turned it into a wine jelly for charcuterie boards.
Okay, so there's all kinds of things here at Niagara College, and the good thing, if you're interested in the school or just want to see what's going on here because it's kind of neat, we've got, again, the open house is Saturday 10 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon, and we're going to tell you how you can come aboard here and come and meet all the professors like Avi. I presume you're going to be here for that?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Thanks for letting us come in this morning. We're going to come back in about half an hour. We're going to talk about teas. So if you love tea, you're going to want to be here with us at Niagara College School of Culinary. Niagara College, St. Catharines, Christina Inman. I hope you're taking notes, folks. We're at the culinary school at Niagara College, and they've got a big open house this coming Saturday from 10 to 2. You have to sign up to be here. We'll tell you about that in just a second. But I know most of you have heard about wine sommeliers, and they'll help you, pair up food with wine and what kind of wines to drink or try. But we're going to talk to a tea sommelier, which may be of more importance to a lot of us, like me, being a tea granny. And Christina is here to tell us a bit about how to make the proper tea. I've been making tea for more years than I want to say. However, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's nasty. What am I doing wrong? And what are a lot of people maybe doing wrong?
And I think you hit on that, right? That's the common problem, is there's very good tea here in Canada. We have very good quality tea to purchase from various brands, but it's not being made properly.
Okay.
And it's a lack of education. That's all this is just understanding that there's actually 6 types of tea out there, and we have to treat them all differently. They're different products.
Okay, so Morning Live, we like to be teachers here to teach you something new, especially when you're getting up so early in the day to watch us.
That's right.
So let's give some instruction here, Christina.
Yes. So what's surprising is that 70% of Canadian tea drinkers statistically never order tea at a restaurant.
I'm one of those.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't taste very good.
Well, that's the problem. And it could. It could. So I represent the School of Hospitality into various programs that I teach, from the 4-year degree all the way into a 2-year diploma. And students need to learn what are these big gaps in the industry, and why aren't people giving revenue to these establishments? Well, the tea isn't being made properly.
Okay, so how do we do this?
Between these types of tea, this is an example of white tea, green tea,
I drink that.
oolong tea, and black tea. There's actually 2 other types of tea. This is just a simple
But
example.
this is the one that most of us drink, black tea,
Most,
or green, right?
most Canadians drink black tea. That just has to do with historical
Yep.
influence from the British. But as Canada grows and expands, we are getting other types of tea from other parts of the world. Green tea is also very famous as well for its health benefits and things like that.
Okay, so how do we do the perfect cup of tea? Everybody pay attention.
It depends on the tea. So we're going to focus on green tea today
Sure.
together. And green tea is actually very less processed than black. So just from the color alone, right, you can see how deep and dark the black tea is.
That's this one.
Yeah, it's been exposed to air, it's oxidized, and just like you cut an apple open and you leave it on your counter, the flesh will get brown with time if it's in contact with air.
Okay,
So
and the
that's what they
green?
do with the tea leaves. So the green tea is preserved from being oxidized. So because of that, what happens is you don't want to hit it with boiling hot water like you would a black tea. It's
Oh.
more sensitive.
That's what I do.
Yes,
So just boil it, pour it on the tea bag.
absolutely. Wrong.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is I'm going to do a little experiment
Okay.
on you. You're going to be my student today. And I'm going to give you a tea that has been brewed, green tea, with boiling water, and then one that's brewed with the ideal temperature of actually 75 degrees, which is a
Okay.
bit lower. The other thing with green tea is it's very fragrant. You only want to steep it 2 minutes, but most restaurants and most service industries are putting a tea bag in your cup and it's sitting there for 5, 10, 15 minutes
So
sometimes.
2 minutes, and you want to have, I don't know how you predict 75 degrees because my kettle says not boiled and boiled, that's it.
Very simple. A lot of restaurants and establishments only have one temperature setting because they're treating tea like coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Coffee can be made at 100 degrees, no problem, but tea needs a specific temperature.
Okay,
You
so
could
let's
have
try these and
multiple
see
vessels.
what the difference is.
Okay, so over here, what I have for you are 2 green teas. I've used the same brand, same product, everything like that.
One's darker than the other.
Exactly. So what I've done is this is really the darker one, how most restaurants and services
This
are
one.
preparing tea. They're using
Okay.
boiling hot water for this one,
Right.
and that's been steeped for 6 minutes, which is technically incorrect.
Just try this. Okay, that's kind of what mine tastes like.
Right. It should be kind of
A little bitter.
astringent and bitter, yeah, and have some negative.
Okay.
Now this one has been brewed at 75 degrees,
So
and
just
only
don't
2
let
minutes.
it boil. So don't let it boil.
You can let it boil and cool it down even. It's not a problem. It doesn't have to
Okay.
be extremely
And then only
complicated.
2 minutes.
Only
tip your
2
bag
minutes.
in here. Right. Well, that's a lot nicer, not bitter, more refreshing.
Right,
So
exactly.
there's 2 tips.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'd like to get into more things, but we just run out of time here. So again, the biggest thing is don't let it boil when you're making your tea, and don't let it sit for more than a couple of minutes at one time.
Understand your product. Again, our students are going to graduate and move into cafes and restaurants and hotels that are offering high tea for, $40 a person. They have to know how to do this properly.
Okay, and you can probably ask that question here on Saturday. So again, the Culinary School has an open house on Saturday between 10 and 2.
Yes.
How do people sign up for it?
Well, they can go online at niagaracollege.ca, and what they can do is they can sign up, and if they sign up by Thursday, they actually get entered into a draw. They can win a $100 gift card from Amazon.
Cool.
But they can sign up really anytime until Saturday. We would welcome them here. We love to show them what we're up to in the classrooms and what our students are learning.
Okay, Niagara College Culinary School, open house this Saturday, 10 to 2. Sign up for it. Thank you for letting us come in today.
Thank you very much.
Next time when we come back in about half an hour, we're going to look at horticulture and how to put a garden together. I need that help too. We'll be back. All right, we're back at Niagara College, and we've got another great segment for you here, so you're going to want to take notes or get your memories going here. And one of the most popular spots here at Niagara College, which, by the way, has an open house this Saturday between 10 and 2. You have to sign up for it. We'll talk about that coming up a little bit later on. But one of the most popular spots here has only been here a few months, and that is the English garden that's been developed here. And this is kind of a place that the students have kind of congregated. And we want to talk a bit about gardens as well. And we have Wayne with us here and what is all involved in your area of horticulture?
So we are involved with horticulture, landscape, and the greenhouse. So all different aspects of the horticulture industry.
All right, so just tell us, first of all, just a bit about your program. So when people come here on Saturday between 10 and 2,
Yes.
what are they going to see when they talk to you and, I guess, students and staff?
We will tour them all around our beautiful campus. Our campus is a living lab. This is our newest garden. This is the Sandra Patterson Memorial Garden, named after our former college president's wife, who passed away sadly a little while ago.
Right.
It's an English-style garden, and it shows what we do. Our program is very, very hands-on. If you're in the horticulture landscape program, you're designing and building gardens like this. If you're in the greenhouse program, you're working in the greenhouse. Our greenhouse is the largest teaching greenhouse in Ontario.
So if you want to get into horticulture, or you want to be a landscaper, that kind of thing, this is the place to go
Yes.
to. So can you give us a couple of tips for those of us who are brown thumb gardeners?
Yes.
How do we plant things so it looks as nice as when you professionals do it?
The key is good soil. You have to have really good soil. And so compost is the key. Organic matter, really nice compost into the soil so you create a good root zone. Whether it's annuals, perennials, trees, or shrubs, if you can create a good root zone for the roots to get into that nice organic matter in the soil, that makes all the difference. That's the big gardener's secret, is lots of compost, lots of organic matter in the soil.
Any compost you would say is better than
Doesn't
another?
matter. Old rotten leaves and plant stuff. You can make it at home, you can buy it in a bag. Ideally, if you make it at home, it's even better.
All right. Now, there's a big story about now people are saying, don't rake up all the leaves, leave some on your grass, leave some on your garden. Is that a good idea? I've taught the other way, get them off.
Well, there's a happy balance between the two. If there's too many leaves, light can't get to the grass, and it's in shade, it doesn't grow well. But if you can get a mower that chops up the leaves and composts them into little bits, then those little bits break down easily and they actually enrich the soil. So if you have a lot of leaves, remove some, leave the rest, chop them up with your lawnmower, and that'll work down into the soil and increase that root zone of the soil.
Yeah. Not just the full leaves. Okay.
Yes.
Now then, again, your program has got the open house this Saturday.
Open
between
house
10
on
and
Saturday?
2.
Yes.
How do people sign up to come here?
Just go right to the Niagara College website and you'll easily see how to register for the open house. You need to register to be here. And once you're here, we will give you tours of our facilities inside in the greenhouse, also outside. It's a very fun, happy day. We have 7 full-time staff, the most full-time staff of any horticulture program in Niagara, and they will all be here to give tours.
Okay. And again, open house is good, not just to see things, but also to learn if this is a place you want to go. If you like the staff, if you like the area, that's all important on being successful in school and
Exactly
then
right.
making this a career. So, thank you for your time. The gardens look lovely, even at this time of the year. And we'll come back a little bit later on and we'll go to actually the business school. We'll tell you about that here at Niagara College. I would love to go to Ireland, and I would love to go to Cork, Ireland. Keep that in the back of your mind because we're going to talk about Cork Island in just a minute. Now, we've always heard the adage, the world is your oyster. Well, as you get older, you realize the world's not quite the oyster that you think of. But when you're young and you're going to school and you're thinking, I want to do this or that or the other thing, the whole world is somewhere where you could go and be involved in things. We're talking about the School of Business because this down at Niagara College, they have a big open house this coming Saturday between 10 and 2. Check it out. We've been to the culinary area. We've been to the horticulture area. Now we're going to talk about business. And I want to bring in Kristen, who was already where I want to go in Cork, Ireland.
Yes, thank you so much for
So
having
first of all, before we get to that, just tell me a little bit about, as you're a fourth-year student, so you've known, what's going on here now.
Yeah.
What made you, not just what made you decide to come here, but also has it been what you had expected and hoped for?
Yeah, definitely. So I started Niagara College in my child and youth care program way back when, and the environment was just so great. Everyone was so friendly. The staff were so involved. And the greatest thing is you're not just a number in the system. You get to know your teachers. You get to know your peers. So everything about Niagara College is just, it's such a welcoming environment. I've loved every second of it.
Okay, do you know what you want to specialize in now that you've been around for a little over 3 years?
Yeah, so human resources is such a broad field. I've kind of been in a generalist role, so I've been kind of gravitating towards recruitment, but there's so many aspects I'm still new, so I'm still navigating through it, but Niagara College has definitely been helping me with it.
Okay, all right, we've got to talk about the Cork trip. And
Yeah.
My first thought was when I was going to talk is, well, what's Cork, Ireland got to do with business in Canada? So just give me an idea of what you learned over there.
Yeah, that's exactly my thoughts, but you know what? It was honestly the highlight of my NC career. So going into Cork, it was a global leadership program. So we got to get kind of a global perspective in Ireland. We did some lectures in MTU that were around global leadership. We got to hear from professionals, we got to hear from students, we got to go to site visits to see what they're doing differently there. And it was so great. And then we also got to, on the other hand, go to pubs, breweries, distilleries to kind of grow as a team. So you're having that team connections, you're growing great friendships, and overall what a great takeaway was that diversity, because we've been locked up in isolation for a few years, so we actually got a chance to go to Cork, see the culture, and take that perspective back, especially with the diversity and bringing it back into the workforce. So
when you graduate here, would you go work there if you get a job?
I would 100% go back there. And we have the option to do our bachelor's or master's there, so there's so many connections when it comes to Niagara College and Cork. So it was definitely recommended for sure.
Excellent. Okay, one last thing. Again, Niagara College is having their open house this coming weekend, Saturday between 10 and 2. How do people register? Because you have to register for this. You can't just sort of show up. So how do you register?
Yeah, so you just go to Niagara College website, you put your name in. If you register before Thursday, you get a chance to enter for some prizes. You can also do it the day of, no pressure, but everyone loves some prizes, so definitely go onto our website and sign up early, save your chance to win some free stuff.
Okay, thanks for your time,
Yeah,
and
thank you
good
so
luck
much.
with graduating and
Thank
whatever
you.
happens to you next in the great big world out
Yes,
there.
hopefully more Cork ahead of me. Thank you,
Okay,
guys.
that's it from Niagara College. Thanks for being with us today.